Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel, and I do apologize for not uploading any videos recently. I understand it's been a few months. That's just because there hasn't been any new releases so far. But today I've got the newest Issey Miyake Sel Dissey Eau de Parfum. Now this is the largest bottle I can get, which is in a sprayable form. You can also get the 150ml, which is a refillable, and I believe I paid about 80 British pounds for this bottle, so it's not really an affordable or a cheap fragrance. But the box itself, it's very similar to the original Sel Dissey. The only difference is down here it says Eau de Parfum, obviously, and you can pause the screen if you want to read the ingredients, and you've got more information at the back if you want to read this. At the top there really isn't nothing, and at the bottom it's just the batch code etched over here. So without further ado, I'll open the packaging and show you what the bottle looks like inside. So here you can see what the bottle actually looks like, and to compare this with the original Sel Dissey, the only difference is the bottle itself has much more of a darker gradient at the top, and the fragrance itself is not fully filled up. As you can see, there is some air gap in here, and at the bottom we've got the batch information. You can pause the screen if you want to read this. The top, there really isn't nothing. I'm going to waste a few sprays for you. It's a very good spray, similar to the original, and it's also a plastic cap, so it's very light, very cheap, and it just clips back like this. So if you take a look on Fragrantica, we can see the main accords are marine, amber and aquatic, and the note breakdown, we've got seaweed, salt, and the middle notes there's incense, and the base notes there is cedarwood as well as amber. So after applying Sel Dissey Eau de Parfum on my skin and clothes for a good few hours now, the first impressions I get for this fragrance, it's a little bit odd in the opening, and that's mainly because of that seaweed note mixed in with the incense as well as that cedarwood. I think some people on Fragrantica has mentioned the opening or this fragrance in general smelling like BO, but I don't think that's the case. I think that's just the opening for the fragrance, and once it's simmered down after about 10 to 20 minutes, you start to get this really nice aquatic, fresh and clean vibe from this fragrance, particularly the incense note as well as the amber and cedarwood. Now the longevity and projection for this fragrance is not too far off compared to the original Sel Dissey. I get a solid maybe 7 to 9 hours of longevity on my skin, and on my clothes it easily lasts for a few days. Now the projection, it's a little bit debatable. Sometimes I get a whiff of it, sometimes I don't, and I really need to push my nose into my skin to smell it. So for the projection, it may seem a little bit weaker, but I just need to give this fragrance a few more good sprays and a few more wears to try this out fully. But based on my first impressions, the projection seems to be a little bit weaker compared to the original Eau de Toilette. Now in terms of redundancy, I don't think this fragrance is redundant. It's just that the opening can be a little bit hit or miss for most people, so keep that in mind when you try or before you buy this fragrance. I highly recommend you to try maybe a decant or go to your local store to try this fragrance before purchasing this. And if you were to ask me to pick one, I would still go with the original Sel Dissey. I think that is a classic from Issey Miyake, and you should definitely own one in your collection if you like aquatic or at least summer fragrances. But there's nothing wrong with the Eau de Parfum per se. It's just that my personal preference in the opening for this fragrance is not the most appealing aquatic fragrance out there or a marine fragrance. There is just quite a lot of options out there if you like aquatic, but this is just not something I would recommend someone. But that's just my personal opinion, each to their own I suppose. So if I were to rate this out of 10, I would give this a mere 5 out of 10. It's not bad, but again it's not good, mainly because of the opening. That might be just me. So let me know what you think about this fragrance in the comments below. To me, at least, it's not what I expected, I suppose. But if you enjoy my type of videos where I give a very short and honest review on these new releases fragrances, keep an eye out for my next video, because I have the newest Bleu de Chanel coming out soon. And as usual, I'll see you all in my next video.